Hello class and welcome to lesson 2. This is convert units of capacity. So your objective is I can convert units of capacity by using ratio reasoning. Similar to last chapter where we were using ratio reasoning to find units of length, but now it's capacity. So that brings us to our first vocab word, which is capacity. Capacity measures the amount a container can hold when filled. So here is the US customary units of capacity. And I'm going to show you a quick little video on how to easily remember this conversion. So let's go to YouTube.
Welcome to the land of gallon, where you will be learning about the customary units of measurement for capacity. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom called Gallon. It was a huge kingdom, and beautiful, you see. Gallon starts with G, so let's draw a big G to help us remember the name of the kingdom. In this kingdom of Gallon, there lived 4 queens. Queen starts with Q, and so does quarts. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. So let's draw 4 Qs inside the kingdom. What does Q stand for? Yes, quarts. Each queen has a prince and a princess. The prince and princess stand for the number of pints in a quart. There are 2 pints in 1 quart. There are 8 pints in a gallon. So now let's draw 2 P's inside each Q, which means there are 2 pints in each quart. Cats were very good pets in the kingdom of Gallon. Each prince and each princess had 2 cats. So that makes 4 cats in the queen's castle. The C stands for cats and cups. There are 4 cups in a quart and 2 cups in a pint. Let's draw 2 C's inside each P. That stands for 2 cups for each pint. The land of Gallon is quite special, you see. It has been used for generations to help us remember the customary units of capacity.
All right, so let's make our own little kingdom. So on your paper, we're going to draw exactly what the woman in the video drew. So we're starting, since it's a kingdom of Gallon, let's write that. Very fancy. So in our kingdom, it's a giant G, G for gallon. So for 1 gallon, and inside that gallon, we have how many quarts? 4 quarts. So we're going to do Q for our queens. I'm going to do them bigger. So here are our 4 queens in the gallon, which is our 4 quarts. And each queen has how many princes and princesses? They have 2 princes and princesses, which represents pints. So draw 2 P's for each Q because there's 2 pints for each quart, and we have 8 pints in 1 gallon. And we can see because it's 2, 4, 6, 8 pints in a gallon. And then finally, we have 2 cups for each prince and 2 cups for each princess. So for each pint, there are 2 cups. So let's draw a C, C in each one. A C, C in each pint that we see. There we go. So that is our kingdom of gallons. Easy way to remember, because now we can see in 1 gallon, here's our gallon, there are 4 quarts, and here are our quarts. And in 1 quart, here's 1 quart, there are 4 cups. So here's our quart, and see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cups. Then for 2 pints, we have 1 pint, 2 pint is in 1 quart. And 2 cups is in 1 pint. And we didn't have anything to do with ounces in this one. It's easy to remember 8 ounces to 1 cup. But that's why you should still write down this conversion chart. Okay? All right, moving on to unlock the problem. All right, so unlock the problem says to convert 25 quarts to gallons. So starting like last chapter, I'm going from quarts to gallons. So this is what I'm finding. So when I write my ratio, gallon will be on the top. And quarts is what I have, so it'll be on the bottom. So let's see how many gallons are to 1 quart. So we can look at our chart up here. We're looking for gallons to quarts. And we have it here, and we also have it here. Because we have a gallon, and we have 4 quarts. So we're finding the gallons, so we're going to put 1, because the 1 gallon is 2, 4 quarts. And we're going to multiply that by the number given, which is 25 quarts. And before I can multiply, the quarts cancel each other out. So if I rewrite this as 25 with my invisible 1 times 1 gallon, it's still 1 gallon because unlike the quarts, it didn't have anything to cancel itself out. So the 25 is no longer quarts and the 4 is no longer quarts because they've canceled out each other's quarts, but there's nothing there to cancel out the gallon. But we can now multiply across, which would give us 25 gallons over 4. And now I can simplify this. And I'm going to divide. So 25 divided by 4. And 4 can go into 24 6 times. And we'd have 1 left over. So we have 6 and 1/4 gallons. Or you can also write it as 6 gallons and 1 quart. And I know it's a quart because it's 1 out of 4, and we're talking about gallons. And according to our chart, our conversion chart up here, and our kingdom of gallons, there's only one thing that has a whole of 4, and that's the quarts. If it was instead of 1 over 4, if it was 1 over 8, then the only thing that has a whole of 8 in here will be the pints. See, there's 2, 4, 6, and 8. Then it would be 6 gallons and 1 pint. But since this is 4 and it's 4 out of a whole gallon, then this would mean it is quarts, 1 quart left over. All right, step 1 is to use the conversion chart and set up a ratio with the unit being found in the numerator. So if we're using the same example, it was 25 quarts to gallons. So we need to use the conversion chart to set up a ratio with the unit being found in the numerator. So let's start by looking at what we're finding. It's quarts to gallons. So these are the numbers I'll be using. And the unit being found is in the numerator. So since we're given 25 quarts, we're finding gallons over quarts. So it would be 4 on the bottom because it's 4 quarts to 1 gallon. Next, I need to multiply the unit being converted by the ratio. So the number being converted is 25 quarts. So we'll multiply that. 25 quarts times 1 gallon over 4 quarts, where this is the number being converted and this is the number being found. The unit being found, actually, not the number. So then I can cross out my quarts and multiply straight across because I have my invisible one. And it would be 25 gallons over 4. And step 3 is to simplify, and in this problem, it's easiest to divide. So my numerator falls down, and 4 can go into 25 6 times because it gives us 24. We have 1 left over, and instead of making it a decimal and continuing on, you're turning it into a mixed number. So our whole number is 6. Our remainder is our numerator, and the number we divide it by is our denominator. And that's gallons. All right, let's try that with some examples. All right, so here are examples. In example 1, we have 5 quarts equal to an unknown amount of cups. So let's start by rewriting our conversion table. All right, so here is our conversion chart, and we're looking at quarts to cups. So let's see. Here it is 1 quart to 4 cups. And we are finding cups, so that's going to be on the top. So it's going to be cups at the top and quarts at the bottom. And when I write that ratio, it's 4 cups to 1 quart. And this is the number we are converting, so I'm going to multiply that by our ratio. So 5 quarts times. And my quarts here can cancel out from each other because then I have 5 over 1 times 4 cups over 1 quart. Oops, nope, that one, the quart canceled out, silly. Now I can multiply straight across. So 5 times 4 is 20 cups over 1, which is just 20 cups. So you could even write your answer up here. 5 quarts is equal to 20 cups. All right, example 2, we're dealing with the metric system, and we have our hack once again. And it's the exact same thing, except when instead of using meters, which measures distance with the metric system, we're using liters, which measures capacity. So it's the exact same thing. We're going to multiply by 10 when we go up and divide when we go down. So we're starting with liters. So let's look at 6.7 liters, and that's equal to how many hectoliters? So we're starting at liters, and we're going to hectoliters. So we're going, oops, wrong way, this way. 1, 2. So I do 2 jumps. So here's my 6.7. All I need to do is 1, 2 jumps. So my answer would be 6.7 liters is equal to 0.067 hectoliters. So for liters, it's the same thing. You just have to use your chart and put your decimal wherever it tells you to and move from there. All right, that is it for this lesson. I will see you guys at your designated meeting time. Bye, guys.